I'm just going to say a few words about what we're planning to do over the course of next year and the next few years. And then after that, I would like to invite our UK co-chair, Lord Udny Lister, to make some closing remarks. So, you know, as all of our speakers have mentioned, we've really reached an inflection point in terms of opportunity for trade and investment between our two countries. And I feel that this will pivot around three factors which will create success for the bilateral trade and investment relationship. The first is about trade policy. So it was really reassuring, Andy, to hear your comments about the meeting that happened in Kuwait this week, and that the UK GCC free trade agreement negotiations are close to their end point. Because trade agreements are not just about, you know, reducing tariffs here and there. They're also about reducing non-tariff barriers, simplifying trade procedures, unlocking arrangements for export opportunities and inward investment and collaboration across a range of sectors. So the UK GCC free trade agreement really will be transformational. But it is our view that post that agreement being, the text of that agreement being agreed, that the next step would be for the UK and the UAE to pursue a bilateral Common Economic Partnership Agreement, or otherwise known as a CEPA, which we hope will be very ambitious and expansive in its breadth, covering all of the things that Her Royal Highness and Peng and the other speakers referred to today: data, AI, innovation, digital, all of the technology-rich industries that are underpinning the evolution of the life sciences sector, fintech, and numerous other sectors. So trade policy is the first pivot around which the growth will be driven over the next 5 years. The second is that, you know, as a thought leadership organisation, we produce white papers, we bring together focus groups on particular thematic areas, and the work that we do in the future will be aligned with the UK's industrial strategy and the UAE government's own economic priorities in terms of economic diversification, advanced manufacturing, and so on. So we'll make sure that the thought leadership that we do is about bringing like-minded people together to talk about new innovations and opportunities in those sectors. And thirdly, and this just building on the comments that His Excellency Ambassador Mansour mentioned, we believe that both the UK and the UAE are both very powerful springboards into other markets. They're springboards for global growth. We're seeing companies such as GSK, which was mentioned earlier, using Abu Dhabi as its springboard into Africa in terms of vaccine distribution. And there are numerous other British companies using KEZAD, Jebel Ali Free Zone, and other free zones as their springboard to grow internationally. And likewise, UAE corporates are leveraging the UK as their springboard into global growth. So we're going to see more of that. And early next year, we're going to be launching our new campaign, which will develop over the course of several months, and it will be a UK-UAE Africa dialogue, because we're very cognizant of the fact that the UAE is becoming a really important staging post and growth hub for trade and investment into Africa. I believe from a report in today's Gulf News that the UAE is the fourth largest investor in Africa now, £110 billion of investment over the last 4 years. And that growth is happening in every sector, in every industry, and in every one of Africa's 50-plus markets. So if your respective companies or organisations are curious about how the UK and the UAE can work together in developing new relationships with the high-growth African markets, please reach out to us. We'll be launching that campaign early in the new year. We also are planning several new campaigns early next year on AI in infrastructure, well-being and longevity, of which we've already done some work over the last year, financial services, energy transition, and several other sectors that are of mutual importance. We'll continue to work with our wide and growing community of stakeholders in both countries to engage and influence, but not on TikTok, and to facilitate dialogue. So we think that 2026 will be a year of renewed vigour for the UK-UAE relationship, where like-minded in our worldview, where nations that embrace free, fair and rules-based international trade. We both seek to cultivate the growth of skills in new technologies, in fostering collaboration and research and development between our academic institutions, and we both value entrepreneurship and ingenuity. We'll continue to be a voice for all of our members and stakeholders, both large corporates and SMEs, not-for-profit organisations, education institutions, all of which are represented here today. And we will continue to engage with all 7 Emirates, as well as, of course, all of the English regions and the devolved administrations, because it's very important for us to ensure that we track and map out and support and champion the commercial opportunities across the whole of the United Arab Emirates and the whole of the United Kingdom. Personally, it's hard to believe that 5 years have passed since those halcyon days when we set up the Business Council, but we've worked hard, Kauthar, Sally and I, to build our reputation as a thought leadership organisation and be an indispensable part of that architecture that binds our 2 countries together. And, you know, it's been a great journey so far, and, you know, we feel that there's so much more that we want to achieve. I'm very grateful to our 2 co-chairs, Lord Adney Lister and His Excellency Ahmed Al-Sayed, and our Advisory Board and Governance Committee for mentoring us and coaching us and guiding us as we've sort of taken this path. And our continued success will be dependent on all of them and all of you in terms of mentoring and guiding us and steering us towards where the strongest opportunities lie for new collaboration going forwards. So we're very grateful to all of you for the active engagement you have shown in supporting us as an organisation. So just to conclude now, I'd like to invite the Right Honourable Lord Adney Lister back to the stage just to make some closing remarks. But before I leave the stage, I'd just like to say thanks once again to Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies and all of our guest speakers today and all of you for the great support that you have shown us over the last 5 years. So thank you very much.